Apparently, so many people felt like they were disrespected. I'm so sorry all that happened. And I'm also sorry about your time that we wasted and we didn't achieve anything. I believe all of us what we're trying to...
Welcome guys to another video of Canva's World Bbnaija review. If you're new here, welcome. I give light-hearted reviews and I give you updates on things that are happening in Big Brother's house, other reality TV shows, and I also discuss mental health topics. So you can feel free to check some of my old videos out. Leave a comment, like, share, subscribe. Thank you for stopping by. And if you're a return viewer, thank you. I love you. That being said, let's jump straight into it. CeeC apologizes, Bbnaija quits, and the show goes on. So let's talk about it. First and foremost, I personally don't feel like CeeC is the one person that should have apologized to the whole house. She did not do anything wrong. The people who actually instigated yesterday's event, in my humble opinion, are number one, Benita. Number two, Adekunle. First and foremost, how did the whole issue start? Bbnaija is director. If you don't know anything about a movie set and production, let me explain to you. The producer is basically the one that makes sure that the production runs smooth and gets, that's the work of the producer, general. But you see the director is like the president on set. The director is the one that directs the acting, makes and works with script. Works with the script writer first and foremost, in case there's any changes that need to be done. He works with costume, he works with light, makeup, sound, because at the end of the day, the movie has to be done right. So by virtue of that role, Bbnaija was, after casting is done by the casting director, after the producer has already said, okay, this is going to be director, after the producer has hired everybody, when they are now on set shooting the film, the director is the main person. He's the one that gets to call the shot. Now the story is going to be told from the point of view of the director, not the scriptwriter anymore. The scriptwriter has written script. Don't drop them. That's the end. Because that's another thing I understand about scriptwriting and storytelling in general. When you write a story as a scriptwriter, you imagine it in a certain way. So sometimes scriptwriters and directors, they clash. Then they clash gone. So, and that's story for another day. I just wanted to give you an idea of how things work and the roles people are in. So on this particular set, what's it cause fight? They already doing dress rehearsal. Bbnaija, the director, now ask like, okay, now we're moving to the next scene. Okay, everybody wear your costume. This guy, Kid Wire, where's the cap so that he wears, so that, because when you're doing dress rehearsal, you are dressing up like you are doing the entire show. That's it. When you're doing a dress rehearsal, you're going to wear whatever you're going to wear. It's not a matter of, oh, just do it like this. But when we're acting the real thing, you will now wear costume. No. When you are doing dress rehearsal, you are wearing everything. You are going to do everything. Everybody's going to show up as if you are already doing the main production, or as if you're already acting in final. So to give you an idea of what is missing, some of the loopholes, things to adjust. That's the essence of a dress rehearsal. So Bbnaija was not out of his mind to ask for those things. However, Benita was like, Bbnaija, please stick to directing. Leave costume for costume. And I'm just like, that's not how it works. A director has to make sure that everybody's in check, has to make sure that costume is in check, has to make sure makeup is in check. So it is actually his business. And Benita was wrong to tell him to mind his business, because that is his business. And Benita is casting director. She don't already cast for the role. So if anybody should sit it out, honestly, it's her. So I'm just telling you this to paint a picture, right? And then the whole Casala boss, because they were holding the costume, they didn't want to bring out the cap. It didn't cause argument. Everybody fights. They saw each other, mama, papa. Everybody move. While the whole chaos was going on, Angel was, who is the scriptwriter at this point, was still trying to direct. And that thing can cause clash, because the people who should be directing right now are Bbnaija and CeeC. So she, of course, being the scriptwriter, she wrote the script. She just felt the need to also direct certain things and certain angle shots and the rest. And of course, Fraud was arguing her because he's also an actor, and it's like, this scene no make sense. They now did another round two of scattering the whole place. Adekunle already had his own moment where he lost his cool and also parad and shouted like, hey, why did they shout? I don't understand. Because Bbnaija did not ask for anybody's kidney. Bbnaija just asked for somebody to drop the cap. It's not too much to ask. It's not too much for a director to ask for, right? That being said, after everybody don't scatter, CeeC out of frustration now said, everybody in this house is full of shit. You would think that with all the chaos happening and with every vital role that people played to scatter this whole thing, every other person will be held accountable. But at the end of the day, by this morning, CeeC now became the bone of contention. This house is full of shit is what everybody's holding on to. People did not take time to consider that why did this certain group of people, that is Bbnaija and Adekule, why did they hold the costume? Nobody asked that question. Or why is scriptwriter also directing, causing wahala? Nobody's asking that question. CeeC, that was not even around, started taking sides. And early this morning, he already fired CeeC. He fired CeeC, and even before that, they had a house meeting where CeeC changed it for all of them, tried to warn them, get them in check, and tried to get them gingered for the production. Now, even though that was his intention, he kind of did it in such a way that he was kind of aggressive with it, and he offended some people, because you're like, you cannot be here trying to rile us up to work together and still in the same breath be throwing shade at us. But let's even leave that aside. What now annoyed Pere and CeeC was, while after CeeC had said all the things that was in his mind, Pere wanted to now say something about the production and about directing. CeeC walked out. And it's like, what in the world is going on? When you were saying your own, when you were saying everything that was in your mind, pleasant or not, everybody sat down and listened to you. But now that somebody else wants to also say something in the capacity of the director, you walk away. That's very disrespectful. Bbnaija to follow suit. Then I think Adekule also follows suit. I'm just like, what's going on? And CeeC now got angry. I was like, this is disrespectful. We listened to you. Why couldn't you listen to us? So in this whole story, CeeC somehow became the villain, because I don't understand. I'm not a CeeC fan, neither am I a CeeC enemy. However, I try to be fair, and I think that some people have a reputation already, that like a bad reputation, where they are already convicted even before they commit a crime, and I think CeeC is one of those people. And I think that there's some people who, have been, how do I put it, have been put on a pedestal, a moral pedestal, and have been given respect long even before they deserve it. And people like that are CeeC and Bbnaija. Because Bbnaija really instigated a lot yesterday, so I don't know why nobody felt the need to call her out. There was no reason for you to hold costume. You are not in charge of costume, the last I checked. And even if you are in charge of costume, if the director says, let's wear costume for a dress rehearsal, which is not alien, you should be able to produce the costume instead of hiding it in your box, like Ike said. So I really don't understand what the problem was. However, this morning, CeeC was like, CeeC is not working on the thing again, that the housemates are angry with CeeC and Pere, they don't want to work with them. CeeC was like, okay, no problem. They spoke to Pere. Pere was still angry from when CeeC walked out. So Pere was like, if CeeC doesn't come and apologize to him, he's not directing again. So I don't even know how they settled. CeeC ended up agreeing to direct it last. Pere, since I've been watching, Pere has not been directing nothing. He has been watching, and I respect somebody with, somebody with boundaries. Like, I'm not going to, the show will go on without me, but I respect myself enough not to be disrespected and just go along with it. Do it without me. I will not be disrespected. And I think that CeeC was disrespectful. You cannot walk out on somebody when he's trying to say something after people sat through your own conversation that was harsh. People sat through it. And yours wasn't even a pleasant conversation, but people sat through it, people took it. So why can't you sit down and listen to other people talk? So I don't even know, but CeeC, I don't know if CeeC has given her life to Christ. Because CeeC, the fact that CeeC wasn't even in the center of yesterday's wahala is a miracle. And the fact that CeeC still apologized to the whole house before production is also another miracle, because I'm like, CeeC apologizing for something she didn't even do wrong. But it just goes to show that people grow, people evolve, people change. I'm happy for her. I'm proud of her for doing that, because in doing that, it put people at ease a little bit to be able to want to work and give something good. And that is very responsible of her as a director. Because when you're a director, at the end of the day, the onus falls on your shoulder. So if the production is a success, and if it is a failure, somehow might to land on your lap. So it is better for you to appease the people. Tell them, sorry, get your production done, then tomorrow you guys can face each other again. So that is it. But yes, CeeC did apologize. People accepted it well, at least most of them. I know that there'll still be some people that will hold beef, because people can't just help themselves. But So far, so good, all well and done. Thank you so much for staying with me on this very video. Please do well to like, share, subscribe. Leave a comment, tell me what you think. Do you think that CeeC shouldn't have apologized? And do you think she made the right decision? And who do you think was the real instigator? Maybe you disagree with me. Maybe it's not that they couldn't have anything that started it. Maybe there's somebody else. Tell me what you think. No hard feelings, guys. I'm just giving my opinion, and I'm just trying to entertain you in the process. That being said, thank you so much for being with me on today's episode of Canvas World. I will see you in the next video. Bye.